I sat with the CEO for 72 hours. Okay. And this is when where you go for one of those interventions and you realize that you're going to have to do something out of the ordinary. Now, a few years ago, I was brought into a major energy company. They've got operations on 4 continents, great leadership pipeline, operations across the world, billions in revenue, and thousands and thousands of employees. Okay, genuinely excellent CEO. And I did this something out of the blue than what they were used to with the McKinsey guys and all these guys. I just decided to shadow this guy, and every day in the morning I would wake up, I would go to his house, would live together. Instead of running workshops, instead of reviewing strategies, I just sat down and watched him and recorded, and I shadowed him and went everywhere with him, and I counted. And this was the important part. I counted every time a decision reached his desk. Every time. Every time somebody came in with something for him to answer, with something for him to approve, with something for direction, with something for, the 1 minute, give me a minute, boss, give me. I counted all of those, and it was amazing what I discovered, because I was trying to figure out, he's brilliant, but what is the challenge? What is the problem? And this is what differentiates us from, or me specifically, from other guys, is because I want to sit in and feel what's going on. So in the 72 hours, he was the decision maker for 47 separate issues. 47. Just think about it. 47. 11 of them were genuinely required because they required his expertise because of the level at which he was, and they required his authority because of some things that he had to do as the leader. The other 36, his team had the capability to. They just didn't believe they were allowed to. He had trained them. The culture of the company across the region was that decisions are not made by anybody else except the CEO. That is exactly where I work. Right at that problem. And almost nobody measures it at the level at which I did or at which we do. Why? Think about it. 36 decisions in 72 hours. That did not need a CEO. 32. Is it? Yeah, 36. Okay. They didn't need the CEO, and that is not small inefficiency. That is such a big CEO drag. You have no idea the impact it has on all the operations, especially if it is an operational driven company. Think about those 36 decision costs, the delay, the things that could have been done but were not being done because they were caught up. Now, it's not just the CEO's time, though, is it? The significance of this is that you're taking away, number one, strategic thinking, which is worth thousands and thousands of pounds. I mean, dollars, the pounds, because that company was British based. But think about what it costs the organization too, where the decisions have to wait. So there's a queue of things that cannot move because the decision has to wait. The people who are held back because they can't do what they have to do, from developing real judgment power and or muscle, okay? Just imagine if everything has to run through the top. The speed that is lost in terms of innovation, the culture that is created, that of lack of ability to get things done. Just think about where one CEO is the default answer to everything in the organization. Just think about how tough that is. The CEO in this company was not holding the company back intentionally. No, it wasn't intentional. He thought he was doing his job. The CEO was working harder than anybody else in the building. Okay, and yes, he was pushing, and I was thinking, dude, what's going on? The problem was the system or the architecture of the way the company was built and is run. It had never been redesigned to match the scale at which it had grown. Therefore, it was dragging. Now, what if you counted your own week? What if you went back and we started counting every decision that landed on your desk? Every approval you gave, every phone call that came through to you, yet it could have gone through to your sales team, every question that you answered, Supposing we were to record all that stuff, and I suggest that you do it, what would we find? What would it tell us about you and your company? And let me ask you another question. And of all those decisions, what percentage actually required your specific expertise or input? Sometimes I tell my CEO friends and founders that you're too expensive for us for you to be doing certain things. Now, I would wager the number that needed you is much smaller most of the time, especially if you do the right job in attracting the right people, in creating cultures that support that, and giving your team the audacity to do what they have to do, or audacity for that matter. So, because it is by structure, because it is historically the way that certain founders have run things, they end up not realizing the cost of that drug. And that gap there is actually very measurable, but also it is where I get my quickest wins. Now I've told you, okay? And because it is measurable, that means it is fixable. This is my challenge to you today. I have built for you the diagnostic tool, a CEO drug tool. The link is below. Go to the tool, 7 minutes, find out where your drug is, and let's see what it is costing you. Most importantly, give me some feedback in the link and tell me, does this sound like something that you have encountered, or your boss, or the team that you work for? And if you want to know what I did with that company and what we changed, you might just want to tune into the next one, because this is a series. I'm following up on a series of the CEO drag, and I'm going to make sure I let you know about it in the next video. So you just got to show up, especially if you want to do better as a leader, as a CEO. And remember that as a CEO, we all have the ability to be able to build some amazing things in the world. And I want to encourage you that as you do that, bring some people along with you so that together we can build a better world. Until next time, peace.